Welcome to tonight's coaching video, guys. Got a very important topic tonight that we're going to dive into. It's about whether or not women retain the sperm and DNA from past sexual partners. And I know I did a video covering this a few years back, but we're going to cover it again in tonight's coaching video because I noticed these articles are mysteriously disappearing from the search engines. Which always raises a red flag that the Matrix is trying to remove these so that you don't get educated. Okay, and so let's jump into this tonight, shall we? And I'm going to provide more evidence that I really do believe that women with lots of sexual partners are retaining the sperm and DNA from those past sexual partners, which, based on my research, even affects how, say she has a child one day, it will even affect the characteristics of that child, right? Physical, as well as personality, behavioral, right? The guys that she slept with in the past still influence that offspring with the provider that she marries. So let's crack into tonight's article, shall we? This one is called "Does the Body Retain DNA from Others' Sperm?" This is actually a leftist site. So it's a very good screenshot here of a woman laying with her husband, and then her looks like the sperm are going up her cervix there. All right, Seattle. Of course, it's in Seattle. Mindfoster reports, I believe that article's already been removed, but Mindfoster reports that women retain and carry living DNA from every man with whom they've had sexual intercourse, according to a new study by the University of Seattle and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. Okay, those are some very credible sources. Okay. University of Seattle and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. Okay, I mean, these are just credible sources. They're not some like woke, institution. It's not CNN who's trying to refute this. It goes on to say, the study, which discovered the startling information by accident, was originally trying to determine if women who have been pregnant with a son might be more predisposed to certain neurological diseases that occur more frequently in males. The study found that the female brains often harbor male microchimerism, or in other words, the presence of male DNA that originated from another individual and are genetically distinct from the cells that make up the rest of the woman. That means they came from a foreign, not her basically, right? Somebody else, a dude. According to the study, 63% of women, 37 of 59 tested, harbored male microchimerism in the brain. Male microchimerism was present in multiple brain regions. So the dude's sperm, the dude's DNA, is in multiple areas of her brain. And again, my previous article did cover this, but we're going to go dive a little bit deeper here. The researchers wanted to know where the male DNA came from and determined that the possible sources of the male DNA cells living in the woman's brains are either from an abortion the woman didn't know about, a male twin that vanished, an older brother that was transferred by maternal circulation, or the big elephant in the room, sexual intercourse. But I love how they try to distract you with all these conspiracy theories. Like, no, you probably had an abortion you didn't even know about. Like, dude, really? Oh, you had an older brother you didn't know about. Really? Oh, you had a male twin you didn't know about. Really? Instead of just going, it most likely came from sexual intercourse, right? I mean, that's the obvious choice. Unreal how far they will go to protect women's hypergamy, to protect women's, sleeping around out there. The first three options apply to a very small percentage of women. They couldn't possibly account for the 63% figure. That's what I just said. The fourth option, sex, is probably more common. Duh. Right? Duh. This has very important ramifications for women. Do you hear that? Every male a woman absorbs, okay, every male a woman sleeps with, she absorbs spermatoza. That becomes a living part of her life, okay? It's like swimming around in her body forever. And here we go to the debunker, right? However, Suzanne Sadedin, PhD in evolutionary biology, disputes this claim in Forbes. She queries, do women retain DNA from every man that she's ever slept with? No, of course not. Where did the cells come from? They asked her. Dr. Suzanne Sadedin says that the most likely explanation is pregnancy. During implantation, embryonic cells are... what if the chick's never been pregnant? So I'm not really going to go through much of her refutation in here because she's really playing a lot of mental gymnastics in this paragraph. You could read it yourself. I'll link to the article below if you can't see it up here. Or you could just Google the title. You'll find it really quickly. But one thing I always like to do, right, when they have somebody who refutes a claim from basically a large institution like the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center or the University of Seattle, one thing I like to do when I see somebody refute it like this with all sorts of misinformed claims is I like to Google them. So let's find out who Susan Sadedin, PhD, really is. Here we go to her Twitter page here. Here she is. She's in evolutionary biology, science, and science, whatever she studies here. Here's her latest retweet, guys. This is the type of research you need to do. Whenever you see somebody try to refute a serious claim like this that sheds women in a bad light, you have to look at the person, right? You have to Google them and find out who you're listening to. Just don't just listen to them because they have PhD after their name. So here she is here retweeting. How many times does this have to be said? Women and girls don't need encouragement to pursue careers in science. They need to be forced out of systemic biases and policies that promote men's success over women. All right, she's woke, right? She's woke. She's promoting, obviously anti-patriarchy. Oh yeah, screw Donald Trump. Of course, right? She's at, there she is again. I found some more on her. Let's see. I am interested in the origins of diversity at several scales, including species and ecosystems, ecotypes within species, and cultural variation among people. Cultural variation, diversity at several scales, including ecosystems. Basically, she's looking to find diversity and cultural variation in plant life, insects, you name it. She's basically looking for anomalies where she can promote her wokeness, right? So the fact that they used her to dispel this entire hypothesis, which seems to be pretty accurate, that male sperm retains in the DNA, like their DNA retains in the female for life, is pretty funny. They couldn't find a more credible source, right? This article is using University of Seattle and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. They couldn't find like another institution like University of Oregon or something, or University of Florida, or some other institution that's credible with lots of doctors, not just one woke PhD wokey wokey chick that seems to be kind of like a lesbo on top of that. I'm just assuming she's kind of has that look with the short hair and everything. Here she is again, Suzanne Sadedin. She's she specializes in biodiversity and social evolution. Social evolution. Okay, sure. Social evolution. That tells me she's trying to study how our gender roles. So there you go. She's got the total butch haircut here. I don't find her credible. Okay, I do not find her credible to be refuting the information from the University of Seattle and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center guys. And the fact that Google is trying to remove these articles from their search engine or trying to bury them should tell you all you need to know, right? Should tell you all you need to know. But there was another article I found here from the Royal Society that talks about semen takes control of female genes. I'm going to cover this in a separate video, but it basically talks about how, like as I was saying earlier, sperm and the DNA from past sexual partners of a woman can still influence the child that she has with the provider. Okay, whether physical traits, behavioral traits, you name it. I'll read a little bit of this. It says, sex can trigger remarkable female responses, including altered fertility, immunity, libido, eating and sleep patterns by the activation of diverse sets of genes. That means lots of dudes yakking up inside of her. They discovered that a single protein found in semen generates a wide range of responses in many genes in females, which become apparent at different times and in different parts of the female's body following mating, following sex, basically. The findings could, in principle, be akin to responses in many animals, including humans. So it doesn't just happen in us, it happens in other mammals. Lead researcher, Professor Tracy Chapman from UEA's School of Biological Sciences says it's already known that seminal fluid proteins transferred from males during sex cause remarkable effects in females, including altered egg laying, feeding, immunity, sleep patterns, water balance, and sexual receptivity. We tested we here tested the effects of one enigmatic seminal fluid protein known as the sex peptide and found it to change the expression of a remarkable array of many genes in females, both across time and in different parts of her body. That means it continues to live in her body and alter different makeup of her own genes and DNAs and offspring that she may have in the future. There were significant alterations to genes linked to egg development, early embryogenesis, immunity, nutrition sensing, behavior, and unexpectedly phototransduction, or the pathways by which they see. It showed that the semen protein is a master regulator, which ultimately means that males effectively have a direct and global influence on the behavior and reproductive system of the female. Such effects may well occur across many species. An additional and intriguing twist is that the effects of semen proteins can favor the interests of males whilst generating costs in females, resulting in sexual conflict. For example, there can be a big tug-of-war where males employ semen proteins to ensure that females make a large investment in their current brood, even if that doesn't suit the long-term interests of females. Basically, the chads, and these chicks sleeping around with chads, they still have an effect on not only her body, her genes, her makeup, her biology, but also that of her offspring. And this one is, again, from the Royal Society, right? But you could do all sorts of research on this. I am way more likely to believe them, who are these doctors, these biologists who are specialists in this area, and they're just trying to get to the truth, and they're not trying to push a woke agenda like some of these other doctors. I'm not going to name names. All right, women, girls don't need encouragement. We need to force out these systemic biases and policies that promote men's success over women. Yeah, does this sound like somebody who doesn't have a bias to you? Somebody who studies what does she study here? Biodiversity, social evolution, and is in this obsessive search for origins of diversity in ecosystems and ecotypes within species and cultural variation among people. Does this sound like somebody who doesn't have an agenda? I mean, come on, man. So this article stands, and I stand by it. And I remember when I first covered this story a couple of years back. I mean, yeah, you had all sorts of women coming in here trying to be like, no, it's been debunked. It's been debunked. Look, you have to look up Suzanne Satan, and she debunked it. Yeah, right. That's like a lamb asking a wolf to debunk its claims. No, I don't think so. So, as always, gentlemen, let me know your comments below. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share. If you disagree, drop your comments below, and we will read them. I'll see you there in my comments. Drop those comments below, guys. I'd love to hear them. And till next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Do it for the DeLorean. Smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you guys actually subscribe to my channel. So please make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well. And for all you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close. Thank you. This car gets so much attention, it's crazy. How to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. The same exact type of women that I teach my students all over the world to go out there and approach and close. And we're making it happen every single week, guys. I kid you not, every single week, all over the world, no matter what kind of pandemic is going on, no matter what kind of virus is going on, we are making things happen and continuing to live our lives 24/7, 365 days a year. And I want you to join us. And it's the best way to support my work as well. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. And it's real easy to get signed up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. All right, my hightail out of here. Yeah, it's really difficult to shoot in this car, guys. It just gets so much attention, but I've been getting a lot of requests from you guys like, hey, shoot vids while you're driving. And I'm like, okay, A, that's dangerous, but I'm keeping my eyes on the road. I've got the camera kind of like mounted to my windshield right now. But B, the biggest reason is it's really hard to shoot in this car with people like honking and waving and whipping out their cell phone cameras like, oh my gosh, it's DeLorean. Yeah, so until next time.